Etihad Airways, the UAE's second largest flag carrier. In recent years, the airline undertook a series of investments in both European carriers and various international ones, such as Air Berlin, Alitalia, Air Seychelles and Darwin Air. Many of these investments have recently failed. What is the cause of them? And why has it brought needless controversy to Etihad's globally recognised brand? Let's take a look. Let's start with Alitalia. In June 2014, Etihad Airways announced it was taking a 49% stake in Alitalia. Based on this, Alitalia's subsidiary, Air One, ceased operations. As time went on, however, Alitalia began to cut routes, and clearly it was loss-making, despite a majority stake by Etihad Airways of 51% in the carrier. Eventually, the partnership between Etihad Airways and Alitalia was severed, leaving Alitalia without any funding. The carrier was then put up for sale in 2017 and has since continued to be loss-making with dropping passenger numbers. Thankfully, operations at Alitalia have continued, and hopefully from an enthusiast point of view, a buyer for the airline will be found in the near future. Next on our list is the failed investment of Etihad Airways in Air Berlin. This has been one of the most public of all the investments to have failed. In December 2011, Etihad Airways increased their share in Air Berlin from 2.9% to 29%. Profits at the carrier had been falling for many years. Despite initially attempting low-cost flights, which unfortunately were cut, the airline began to focus on its long-haul growth. Sadly though, this also did not work out. Their 787 Dreamliner order was cancelled, fleet reduction began, and unfortunately in the end, in 2017, after many failed attempts at making the carrier financially viable, the airline ceased operations in October 2017, bringing an end to 40 years of Air Berlin, one of Europe's most noted and most widely recognised carriers. Air Berlin and Etihad. Moving forward, well, not quite. Etihad's next failed investment was in Darwin Airline. Rebranded as Etihad Regional and with new ATRs purchased for the carrier, initially this seemed like another of those good joint ventures between a renowned Middle East carrier and a European one. However, this did not come to fruition, and Darwin Airlines ceased operations in 2017. This poses bigger questions for Etihad's future investments. Will they be successful, or will there ever be any such investments on the same scale as we have seen? Well, only time will tell.